Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is SheilaTruelove. And right now I want to talk about psychological warfare and how narcissists go around bullying people and how they use the smear campaign to try to tear people down. I found this information on one of the TikToks, and I think this is something that needs to be shared. I think this is something that you need to know. So, after watching this clip, I will come back with my commentary. This is for educational purposes, of course.
Narcissists get pleasure when you're suffering. They enjoy it when you cry and plead with them to please treat you better. They intentionally do things to get a reaction out of you. It reinforces their superiority over you. Narcissists will verbally and psychologically poke at you and manipulate you until you finally react to their abuse. Then, they'll shame you and verbally abuse you more and use that as proof to convince themselves and everyone else how you're crazy and mentally unstable. Narcissists will run to all their friends and family and tell them how you reacted to their abuse, and they'll play the victim. Then, they will come back and tell you all the nasty things their friends and family had to say about you, and you'll be left sitting there wondering why people that you have done absolutely nothing to are saying such horrible things about you. Narcissists do this to make you feel like you're the problem, not them. They do this to intentionally isolate you. They need to make sure everyone thinks you're crazy, so no one will believe you if you ever speak up about their abuse. And they need to make sure that you believe everyone hates you, so you'll be uncomfortable whenever you're around anyone they know. To outsiders, you do look unstable. But who wouldn't when you're dealing with a narcissist?
You know, what was just spoken here is so true because your pain is the narcissist's joy. So, the best way to win against a narcissist who is not even trying to do better, because you have several narcissists this day and age where they are in therapy, where they are on their spiritual journey. You have several narcissists who are online now educating people about narcissists because they are narcissists. So they can really tell you how a narcissist operates and how a narcissist truly think. And one of the best things to do when you are dealing with a narcissist who's not on their spiritual journey or who refuse to get the therapy, which they have to be in therapy for at least a good, 15, 20, 22 years. You have some of these narcissists who have already been in therapy for 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years. And they're here on YouTube, TikTok, on social media, trying to help other people because they are trying to get the help and the healing that they need. So I always feel that as long as they are in therapy and they're on their spiritual journey, it has to be a combination of both. Because if they're just in therapy without God and Christ helping them, I don't believe that they are healed. I just don't accept that. I'm sorry. But I know the power of Christ and how Christ, he can actually change people and renew people's mind. But when you're dealing with a narcissist who refuse to try to make the improvements that they need, the best way is to block them, go no contact with them, don't have anything to do with them. Just move on and live a happier, a smarter, and a stronger, and a hotter, and an even better life. You know that's going to piss them off. But anyway, that's the best way to handle these narcs. And if you're forced to deal with them because you have children, then you know how to do the gray rock. Yeah, yes, no, just give the basic answers. Don't go into detail about anything. Just the basics. So, keeping these things in mind, It helps you to understand and give you the closure that you need in terms of how could someone who say they love me treat me so badly. I don't understand how they can do this. Well, you have the answer right there. That's how they can do it, because they are narcissists. That explains it. I know when I was hurting after having experienced my horror, it was a horror story when I went through with Gregory Elliott, the man who was the love of my life, and he was a narcissist, not a full-blown one, but he was a narcissist. He cheated on me, and that's when I said I can't be so bothered, because you already know how where I stand on that. You can't come back from that. You don't get two rolls of dice twice when it comes to cutting my throat, stabbing me in my back. That's never going to be acceptable. Did I forgive him? Absolutely. Did I forget about it? Never. No. But in the end, we spoke to each other. He was having Bible studies and what have you, like my ex-husband now, who's on his spiritual journey. And, but the best way to deal with that when they're not willing to do anything to try to do better, is to, like I said, you have to cut them off. Oh, but I had lost my train of thought. Excuse me. When I realized I learned about narcissism, that was all the closure that I needed. And would you believe it? Believe it or not, that's when I instantly healed. It was like a miracle. Once I understood how they could go about doing these things, that's how they're able to do it. The same way a schizophrenia do things because they're schizophrenic. A person who's bipolar may do certain things. How could they do that? Because they're bipolar. You see where I'm going with this? As long as you have the closure and the explanation, I think that should be enough to help you heal. And then you find yourself, I put myself in therapy, support groups, reading, educating myself more and more. And before you know it, I was healed. And I wish the same for you. And don't listen to when they have family members and people saying things about you. As long as you know that you have a good relationship with God and Christ, and you can look at yourself in the mirror every morning and love and like what you see, sweetheart, that's all that should matter. That's it, and that's all.